Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain by Willie Nelson. This is a CBG lesson for a 4-string or a 3-string CBG. I want to make a companion video for the solo to this song, and that requires a 4-string. But we are tuned to an open G. Low string is a G. Next string is a D. Next string is another G. Next string is a B. Alright, we'll go over a few chords we're going to use, and they're very simple except for a couple of them, but you don't actually have to play them unless you're playing the solo, but it's fun to play them. First we're just going to play an E chord. It's just a common 3-string or 4-string CBG E chord. We're going to place our index finger on the 1st fret on the upper G string, middle finger on the 2nd fret on the D string, pinky on the 4th fret on the low G string, and all three together as a chord. We're going to play an A chord right here on the 2nd fret. 3-string players just hold down the low G string, the D string, and the upper G string, and the 4-string players just add in that B string if you want. We're going to play a B minor. We're going to take our ring finger on the 4th fret on the low G string, pinky on the 4th fret on the D string, index finger on the 2nd fret on the upper G string. 4-string players, and you can just let that B string ring open if you want. Let's see, we're going to play a D chord. We'll take our index finger on the 2nd fret on the upper G string, ring finger on the 3rd fret on the B string, and we're going to hit the D string open, and all three together as a chord. 3-string players can just, put your index finger on the 2nd fret on the upper G string and hit the D string open. It's just the same as if you're playing a standard tune electric or acoustic guitar. Good old rock and roll chord right there, a D chord. There's a couple more chords. We'll get to those later in the song, but these are the main ones, other than just little walk up and walk downs. Alright, we're going to start the song out on a standard tune 6-string guitar. He hammers the A string open and onto the B note on the 2nd fret on the A string. Here we're going to have to do that. First, let's form this E chord. Now you can do this however you want. This is how I do it because it's easier to get back into that E chord. But we're going to hammer on this A note right here up to this B note, like on the low G string. Now I use my middle finger because I'm still wanting to form that E chord right there. So I'm going to take my middle finger on the 2nd fret low G string, Then I'm going to hammer up to the 4th fret. He does it pretty quickly when he goes into it. And he only, I think, does this only 2 times. The first 2 times we play the intro. So he's going to... and most of the, basically the pattern we're going to be using, these measures, we're just going to be doing a 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of pattern on these chords. But yeah, so it'd be kind of like this. And that's pretty much the only 2 times he does it. You can add it in if you want. And I'm going to tell you now, when you're playing along with this song, as you can, the way I'm showing you how to play. One of the cool things, I guess, about Willie, he's really haphazard and just, he's got a lot of little nuances that he does in his music. It never sounds the same. Every time he plays the verse, it's the same chord, same way, but it just sounds different. He just picks it a little different. And now you can play these chords just... you just do it all down picking, or you can kind of give it a little more strumming pattern. That's up to you. So we're going to start off that song with... Now we're going to continue doing this. He does that 2 times. You continue with that riff, except you don't do the just play the E like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You do the opening. He comes in singing. We're going to continue the E. Like 2 measures, and then we're going to, he strikes, now I do this 2 different ways. You can do it however you want. He's going to hit an A chord or an A note. He does it differently throughout the song. Sometimes you can hear him hit a little chord, A chord, and sometimes you just hear him hit a little A note. So we're playing the E. Now one way you can do this, you can form this little A chord. You don't have to play nothing. You can keep your index finger anchored on the 1st fret on the upper G string for that E chord. You can just take those 2 fingers off and place your middle finger on the D string on the 2nd fret. Ring finger on the 2nd fret on the upper G string. And those 2 notes together makes an A chord. You just don't have to hit the A note right here on this one. And then we go directly back to that E. So kind of like this. He'll do that once during each verse. Or you can do the same, just play the E. You just keep your index finger and your pinky on the notes for the E chord. Just take your middle finger off and place it on the upper G string on the 2nd fret and hit that A note right there. And then I strike it again, my index finger on the 1st fret on the upper G string. Like this. Go right back to the E chord. And when you're listening to it, you'll hear that little part right there. Okay, and after that little part, we're going to continue for 2 more measures. Okay, so we do the little... Okay, now we're going to walk up to the B minor chord. On the low G string, we're going to walk from the single notes each. 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret. And I use these 3 fingers. Use whatever fingers you want, but I like to get on that B note with my ring finger because that puts me in position to form this B minor chord. So I just place my pinky on the 4th fret on the D string, index finger on the 2nd fret on the upper G string, and make that B minor. Then we go right back to the E. So I'll play from the intro to that B part, and then I'm going to show you how to go into the chorus. So here we go. Okay, after the 2nd B minor, we go back to the E. We're going to do that one measure, like. Now we're going to go into the chorus, and that's in the A chord. We're going to do this little walk up here on the D string. We're going to walk from the 2nd fret to the 3rd, to the 4th, and up to the 6th. Now we're going to come down to the A chord. Strum it in the same 1, 2, 3, 4 pattern. And here we're going to quickly strike that D chord. Three string players, strike it, the little 2 note here. And then strike that 2 times on the A. Then we're going to walk it back down into the E. We're going to come up to the 6th fret on the D string. We're going to walk it down to the 4th fret on the D string. And then I take my middle finger on the 2nd fret and on the E note right there. And that leads us right back into that E chord. So slowly, I'll play the ending of the B part a minute ago. Actually, there's another little part I forgot to show you, but here's what we're going to do. I'm going to come out of the B minor and go into that chorus. So, let's see. We'll do 2 measures of the E again after we walk back down out of the A. Now right here we're going to go directly to that B minor again for 1 measure. And right here you can either, on the upper G string, we're going to slide you can either slide from the 2nd fret up to the 4th fret, or you can just like hammer it on. Either way, we're going to strike the upper G string on the 2nd fret. If you want to hammer on, it'll sound like this. It don't matter. You strike that note when you hammer it on right there on the 4th fret on the upper G string. You're going to strike it again. We're going to strike again on the 2nd fret on the upper G string. We'll come to the 6th fret on the D string, strike it once. We'll walk it down to the 4th fret on the D string, strike it once. And then right back to that D string on the 2nd fret, that E note right there. Take us right back into that E chord. So that entire chorus will sound slowly like this. And after 2 choruses, we're ready to go into the solo. The rhythm under the solo is the same as the verse. We're just going to, except during the solo, the E is, you play the E a lot longer than you would in the verse. You know, you can add in the little A chord or note if you want to. It's no big deal under the solo, but I might play about 8 measures of that actually. But then you're just going to walk into the B. Do it again. And also there's like a bass guitar I think that comes in right here, and they're doing all kinds of little walk-ups in the background. That's not the guitar. You can hear the guitar when it starts walking up, but like in under the solo when you're playing the E, the little bass guitar actually starts walking up long before you're supposed to go. So remember, just keep your time. And then walk up just like in the verse. Now right here, we're going to play a couple little weird chords, and one of them is going to involve a little stretch. You don't have to do these, you can just keep riding that E chord and then just go directly into the chorus, because coming out right out of the solo we go right back into the chorus on the A chord. You can do that if you want, just ride the E, but these chords are part of the solo, and I'm doing a solo video for this song for the 4-string players, and which will involve this right here. But the 3-string players, you can play this also if you want to work with these stretches. But we're going to come up to the 5th fret on the low G string, their index finger, ring finger on the 7th fret on the D string, and our pinky on the 8th fret on the upper G string. All 3 together as a chord. We're going to walk that same chord down 1 fret. Makes it a B minor 6. Now we're going to play this weird B flat chord right here. I think it's a B flat 6, but I'm not. We're going to take our pinky, we're going to leave that on the 7th fret on the upper G string. We're going to take our, it's a good stretching chord, but hey, if you want to play it, it's cool. If not, just keep riding the E. I'll take our ring finger on the 5th fret on the D string, and our index finger on the 3rd fret on the low G string. So now what happens here coming out of the last B minor in the solo, now we go right back into the A for the chorus. just as before, just like the first chorus. But just remember, you're coming out of the solo. Just remember the last B minor. Just hit the E once. Go right back into the A for the chorus. And again, like the chorus. That's the entire song except for the very ending. And what we're going to do here, for the 3-string players, this is how I would do it, or the best way I figured out how to do it. We're going to form that E chord. Well, basically, okay, coming out of the last, instead of playing the chords, he's going to pick these single notes. So we're going to play this E chord for the 3-string players. We're going to strike the G string one time, the D string, and the upper G string, and strike the D string again out of that chord like this. We're going to form that A chord right there and strike the low G, the D, the upper G, and then the D again. Just like the E. We're going to go back to the E chord, do the same thing. And after you hit the D string, hit the full E chord. Because there's actually an added note right there. It's kind of hard to do on a 3-string, but so slowly coming out. Okay, for the 4-string players, we're going to play this E chord right here. We'll take our index finger on the 2nd fret on the D string, ring finger on the 4th fret on the upper G string, and then your pinky on the 5th fret on the B string. What we're going to do, we're just going to, just like I showed this, we're going to pick that same pattern out of these 3 notes like this. We're going to go to that A chord right here. We're going to pick the low G string, the D, the B, and then the upper G. So we're going to go back to that E chord right there, and we're also going to add our middle finger down on the 4th fret on the low G string. And we're going to pick the low G string, the D string, the upper G, the D again, and then our pinky on the B string on the 5th fret. So slowly it would sound like this. So yeah, it has the rhythm to this entire song. And for the 4-string players, I'm also uploading right after this video a video for the solo for this song. And hope y'all enjoy this one. Get back soon with another one. Thanks for watching.